Hey everybody, how are you doing? I've been busy, haven't been really creating much content, posting very much. Um, Work has been really busy. I've been busy trying to read and catch up on a lot of the books that I've bought over time. Also, I had to finish my continuing education to keep my license current, so that took a bit of my time. So now that stuff is done, and I thought I'd just say hello. I haven't been buying very much for a few reasons. One, I bought a lot at SPX, so I'm just trying to like go through that to read pile. Also, now that we don't have Preview's catalog anymore, I'm having a hard time finding out what's out there that's new. Now, if it's Fantagraphics, John Corley, somebody that's actively posting on their social media, I know. But if it's a small publisher that I'm not even aware of, maybe not. Also, a lot of the small publishers are having problems because of Diamond. Uh, Diamond really didn't do many people many favors. Previews is probably one of the really good things they did. So anyway, having said that, there's a lot of stuff that's probably out there that I'd be interested in that I don't even know is out there. And I thought that following the publisher's social media accounts would do it, but I'm starting to think that I may have to like start um, getting in tune with some of the, um, besides the publishers, but the actual distributors, um, just to find out what's out there. Because, like I said, my buying as far as new books has diminished a lot. A lot of it also is there's some stuff I've seen that I really am not excited about, but overall, as a lot of it, there's probably stuff that I would be excited about if I knew it was out there. I have bought a few things. I'm going to kind of go over them. Good deals, some things that I've been looking at for a while. I picked up the new Sammy Harkham comic, so I'm going to talk about that for a minute. But that's really it. If any of you have found a solution as far as upcoming releases and being able to do pre-orders in this post Previous catalog era that we're in, please let me know, because so far I'm not as successful as I'd like to be. So, like a lot of people on my feed, I picked up the newest issue of Crickets by Sammy Harkham. And if you pre-ordered from him directly, you got this zine thrown in. Beautiful blue cover. Everybody talks about this blue cover and how it really doesn't, you really can't show it off that well on video for some reason, but it's a gorgeous blue. Having said that, it's comprised of 3 stories. One, Reunion, which is a 2-pager, which I'm not sure really what the point was, just to be frank, but it was there. The main star is the very long form story, which is going to be serialized, The San Fernando Kid. This is a great story set out in the West. It's about a Mexican citizen in the U.S. that it is convicted of murder. He's going to be hung. He escapes. This is just really Sammy Harkham, not only showing his great cartooning, great color selection, his good use of dialogue to drive the story, but what's really impressive is that you'll have these long sequences here of just wordless panels that tell you everything that's going on that you need to know. I just think that he has a remarkable ability just to be able to tell you, just via the visual storytelling, what's happening, maybe a couple of sound effects. That's it. I really love this story. I'm looking forward to the next installment. When this is collected into a graphic novel, it will be amazing. And the last one is a story about, just some of this work. Like, I love this one. I love the fact that he just devotes this one page to a panel. It's not even a pausing element. It's just to kind of show like you're on top of this train and this is everything you see, because nothing's built out, because this is the 1860s. And then there's a short story at the end about Frederick the Great, which I thought was pretty good, actually. It's a different story in tone and in pace than what you've read here. So I think for the money, I think it was a pretty good deal, and just is a great book. Hayseed is the zine that he threw in if you ordered it directly from him. They're all signed and numbered. It's just really a process zine, almost like a scrapbook. And it's a zine, but it's a really well-made zine. And I don't know what, and I see some people kind of comment like it really doesn't, like it's not, I guess, I don't know if they were expecting a little mini comic or something, but I think for what you get for a zine, you can't really expect all that much. Like I said, it's very well made. I liked it a lot. I liked how he drew a lot of these older characters, his take on them. I really enjoyed this. I'm looking forward to the next installment. Hope it's not overly long until we get it. Next, I got Toy Box Americana by Tim Lane. This was published in 2020 by Fantagraphics. I've only been aware of Tim Lane for a couple of years. I first saw his work in issue of Now, that's published by Fantagraphics, and also his recent comic book series, Mythologies and Apocrypha. I just love his style and his work. I was very happy to be at a signing at SPX, and he was there to sign his books. And while I was waiting, had a nice conversation with him, cool guy. And I just love his work. I got this from Abe Books, and this is a remaindered book. And honestly, I know some people are very particular about their books and they can't be remaindered. This is not for resale value. This is for me to enjoy. And other than that, the book is brand new. And just another well-made book. Most of the book is an illustration and then text. And I saw a review of this from about 3 years ago from a small publisher, and if I mentioned the name, you would know, saying, well, you know, I thought it was going to be comics. I didn't realize it was going to be art and a story. And I'm thinking, comics can be almost anything. It doesn't have to be just a regular comic. I mean, to each his own. But I just thought, it kind of made me think that maybe just because you're a publisher doesn't mean that you really understand comics as well as you should. So like as I said, some of this illustration is great with the prose. And then later on, you do have comics, sequential panels. Tim is known for doing this where he'll turn around and make this portrait from landscape. He's done in a lot of his other work. But I think he is a great American cartoonist, and I think doesn't get as much press as he should. I'm a huge fan, and I think this will be fun to visit. I recently read The Lonesome Go. I like that a lot, and I'm on the hunt for Abandoned Cars, which came out a little over 15 years ago. But I really enjoyed this. I got a great deal on it, and I'm happy to have this in my library. Next, what I got great deal on and remaindered was From Rockets to Love. And I think this is one of the books that's part of the 40th anniversary collection that came out, I think, a couple years ago. It's like the extra book, and it has a lot of background information, apocrypha, clippings, articles, critiques, interviews, some art. I kind of like this red and white, but here we go. We have some of these other things as well. Scripts, just the real deep dive for the fans. And I still have to finish the original first volume. I'm on trade paperback 9 of 15. And I remember reading this story. This is from the early, very early on 11 Rockets, but this was black and white. So I don't know if they recolored it for a release or what, but I always enjoy seeing their work, Jaime and Beto's work in color. I mean, the regular work looks good in black and white, but I just think sometimes color just kind of gives it a fresh, different type of vibe. Really good stuff. This is gonna be after I finish reading the Volume 1 series. But it's good stuff. And lastly, I got this, and I got a great deal on this. This is Love and Rockets, the sketchbook. Now, usually I don't care about these things as far as the sketchbook. I just kind of usually just want to read the story itself. But this is a really impressive book, and I think it's $75 retail. I got it for a fraction of that cost because you know, it had the dreaded black mark. This is not going anywhere. I mean, the condition of it, the binding's a little loose, whatever, but I mean, not super. But I mean, other than that, it looks brand new. It's a great book. And I would have never bought this at regular price because I just thought, I would have thought, okay, I don't need it. But at this large size and on this nice, thick, slick paper, you really see some really cool early work before they did Love and Rockets, and you kind of see the genesis of Love and Rockets, sketches of characters, rejects. There's some really interesting stuff here. There's some early work where they show them drawing superheroes, figure drawings, sketches. Just, it's pretty cool, interesting stuff, and it really makes, and it's kind of interesting to see because the narrative we've always heard is that, and we know for a fact that it's like, oh, Jaime and Beto never made comics before, and they just came out of the blue with Love and Rockets. But if you look at this, you really see that they were putting in the work for years in zines and other magazines, just getting better and better and better. It's like that old saying that it took someone 10, 15 years to become an overnight success. And then also, just to kind of maybe not confuse you as much, this is the Jaime side. And then when you want to see the Beto side, you just flip it over and it's a flip book. And then this is early Beto, before Palomar, early comics. So you see all this stuff that was done before they started doing Love and Rockets, and you're like, oh, okay. So like, you see, like here's his version of Spider-Man from '82. Things like, and the Leader, the Joker, just a lot of great things here that's really fun to watch. This is just a lot of fun. So again, I wouldn't have bought it if I would have seen a regular price. I probably would have balked at it. But having this now, I'm really happy with this. This is just really good. Just really, really interesting. So that's really all that I got. I got that. Got a lot of hardcovers. And I think this will just be nice additions to my collection. If you're familiar with any of these books, let me know. Drop a comment. I'd like to know. That's one of the benefits of doing these videos is people will comment. I don't want to hear, hey, great. I mean, it's great when somebody says, hey, great video. But, you know, sometimes some people will add color and they'll add context and background. And that actually just helps me out as a fan. Anyway, take care. Bye.